Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Brad. Marty, good morning. Rebecca, good morning. Steven, good morning, buddy. All right, guys, let's get the show on the road. And what we got going on here is the market out of sync between the 200 and the 100. We have harmony support number one, 80 by 70, then 55 by 45. Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis with a target uh, toward 830. That is our target. As long as we do not break below 54, even then we have a almost like a last line of defense. But let's take a quick look at a couple of things here. On the 70 NT wrinkle, we got a captain set up long right at that 803. It pulled back. We can't break the 68. Look at the 50 NT wrinkle. They put on a six-prong captain setup, came and retested it. This is the second retest. So if they go up and close above 800, we're going to go higher and break out the high above 17 and then higher prices. So those are two important critical levels in which a 68 break will kind of change the fortunes of the price structure. And to add to it, we have a six-prong captain set up long on ES that needs to hold as well. So right here, you could see it. That's a six-prong captain set up long. That's actually more than that. Two, four, oh wow. Two, four, six, eight-prong captain setup. I haven't seen that forever. So as long as we don't break that 718, we should be going higher in ES. Good morning, Ethan, and good morning, Alpha. So let's see. We got a minute here, and we'll see how the market is going to line itself up. Good luck, everybody. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Laser focused. We're gonna make good decisions, and we're gonna take our stops when we have them, take our targets when we have them, and capitalize on every single trade. Here comes the cash market open. A little bit of selling here. I mean, they bounced it back. They ran the stops here multiple times and bought those stops. There you go. So, I mean, if they want to run the stops above 13, that's a very big possibility here. Captain set up switch trade long on the 70 NT Rinko. And now the stop is multiple stops here at 85 and 77. We're about to hit our target of 830. So the longs are in charge. So, that level that we just talked about held, and now we have a switch trade. So you got a captain set up switch trade on the 70 NT Rinko, and the market is going toward the target. We came within few ticks of it. Let's go. We are trading the December contract, so make sure that you are not on the September, but on the December contract. Yeah, we should be pushing toward that target. We hit target number 2. Yeah, I mean, they just keep oscillating here with a lower high. I mean, they came and faded that target to the tick almost. So eventually they have to kind of break that, and they keep doing what they're doing. We're going to get a decent pullback here in this market. We're about to get a captain setup on the 50 NT Renko. Yep, we sure did. They needed to push, and now they're pulling back right here. We have a big level, which is 81. You do not want to see 81. Reason why, you'll be producing a captain setup short on the 100 NT Renko, and that would be significant. You already have a 50 NT Renko that the market just produced. $81, man, I tell you, they do that number. See that? Captain setup on the 50 NT Renko. So we did the 6 prong captain setup, uh, tested and tested twice, and then ran it up, and they put a captain setup short. So we're about to get into this captain setup short on the 100 NT Renko, and here it comes. And I'm going to be looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity against this structure. And basically, it's a fade against that momentum that the market did. Man. If we get to harmony zone number 2, which it looks like we're about to, zone 2 is 55 by 45. We will get a bit of a bounce in the market, but hey, David, good morning. Okay, they're running the stops. I get it, 87 to 97. Let's see if they run it up there. I mean, they're trying to hold on to harmony zone number 1, but it's a captain setup. I mean, the issue is if they go to 805, if they put on a captain setup short here on the, that's one of them, and that's the second one. I'm taking a quick scalps here. Not bad, not bad. Look at that. Captain setup, and I added to it, and I took some out and another one out. The target on that one really is toward harmony zone number 2, which is 55 by 45. It's a decent, look at it. Wow. See, we got very close to that 55 and they bounced it right back up. It's not a bad trade. Could have made more money just holding on to it, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Make your money. Yeah, I need to see a little bit more out of this market here. I mean that captain setup here is understandable. The add to it is understandable. You know, this bounce off harmony zone number 2 is also understandable. Now, let's see what else they can do. I mean, if they put a switch trade here, I'll take it. I'll take one signal and put a stop like literally at that high 78, less than 10 points on that one. Target. Okay, that's the stop run right here. So I'll take that small profit. That's actually too small. I had over 5 points, but they paused here and they shouldn't have paused. Because literally what they're doing is running the stop. So if they're running the stop and pausing, well, why are you pausing? They gave me a switch trade against that captain setup, so it was worth the risk with a high of like less than 10 points, but they needed to kind of sell right below that 68 for lower prices. So I don't know how much money I made on that one, but you know, let's keep working. I think we made like $50 or so. If we break 75, I'm gonna have to get back in short, and I should be able to get 70 and lower. It should be coming in here soon. Yeah, they gotta break that 70 soon. Here it comes. All right, I got out of it. Jesus. Why are they just... they needed to break the 70 and continue and not just pause like that. So I even added to it, like add here, and they needed to break that 70 into 68 and break that. Oh, look at that. So look what they've done here. I mean, I'm glad that I got out of it, be honest with you. I mean, that was a good exit. Look at that. That's a 6 prong captain setup short. So getting in anywhere around that 75, and you're breaking the 70, and then the 68 will lend you to breaking the 70. So right at that moment, they needed to continue, and they didn't. So out. So they run the stops, and then they faded back again. That's just selling. That's... and they're recognize... well, I don't know if the market is recognizing it, but you're seeing this captain setup short on the 100 NT Rinko, and you don't want to see the 805. Like the 805 changes the personality of the market, because at that point you are back in sync on the long side. There's a captain setup long on ES at that 19, and the market reacting to it, and they did one right here. It's an 8 prong captain setup. So there's the market is kind of stuck in a range with a long bias in ES. It looks like they're inching toward that 805. Here you go. See how quickly they went up there? Yeah. So that kind of puts a halt on this captain setup. That doesn't mean it's over. It means that the market really have to almost go all the way down to 67 in order for uh, wow, that would be huge. That's huge, guys. That's huge. That's the captain setup switch trade on the 100 NT Rinko. I mean, we need to find an entry short. Here we go. Well, that was a switch trade right here, but I mean, I needed a little bit of a pullback, but here we go. I mean, that's going to be a significant event for the rest of the day. For the rest of the day, we're going to reference the captain setup switch trade short on the 100 NT Renko. And that whole zone between 68 all the way to 831 is going to be a distribution zone. And definitely between the 70 and the 806 as a first initial um, test. It's just I couldn't get myself to kind of go short right here. So we took few decent trades, 1, 2, and 3. We're up about $400, 393. We need to find an entry in this formation. Sugar, good morning. We got 8 minutes, 8 minutes to the top of the hour. I don't know. Did anybody take advantage of any of this stuff on the short side, or That switch trade right here, that was a good one. No for Steven. Adam, how's Adam doing? Okay. No for Marty. The data issues for Adam. Rebecca, no. We're all watching this thing. Okay. Ethan, how's Ethan doing? Well, see that, the funny thing, even with that move, you really kind of came into Harmony Zone number 2, and you bounced it back up here. Here we come. Boom. Okay, so big time, big time. This is the big time now. Harmony Zone number 1 and 2 shifted to 55 by 65, 80 by 90 is zone number 2. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis with a target of 705. We got 6 minutes to the top of the hour. It's gonna be one of those things where they're gonna just blast everybody lower. We're very close to Globex band. The bottom at the top end of the Globex band, we have Globex at, it's quite a distance away, but that's a target at 655. If this kind of pattern continue, we could have a reversion to the mean behavior, especially with this type of structure that we developed here, which is the captain setup switch trade. And if that continues, we can see the 80s and also the 55s. What kind of issues are you having, Marty? Couldn't get. That's a big issue. Anybody else experiencing any rhythmic issue? David, Ethan, Alpha. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. I'm checking on Apex to see here if they're reporting any issues. Hey DJ, how are you, buddy? Notice board promotion. Let's see Apex here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any like widespread reported system issues. I'm looking at the Discord and the help center on Apex. Just exercise caution. Exercise caution. All right, so middle of the range action, they ran it up into harmony zone number one. We'll see what they want to do here. Okay, so they're pushing. That's good to see. The 200 NT Rinko is short. The 100 is spun back up. So we have harmony zone number one, which is resistance, and we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. Price action is very spastic. I mean, they really are like right here. They put on a captain setup uh, long, and they're about to fail it, which is a good thing for shorts. Yeah, that's failing that behavior, and that will set the stage for rallies to be shorted. So stops is getting run and bought, stops getting run up here and sold. So the market is in consolidation in and around harmony zone number one. I'm looking for rallies to short into uh, in the direction of the 200. Okay. What are you guys doing over here? Running up the 766s. That is 76s. That's the 10-point stop run. Last time they did that, they faded it back, and you're running into harmony zone number 2 here. I'm gonna give the market a little bit of time. I wanted to see a little bit weaker prices. Wow. Running into that zone. Running into that zone that we talked about. Harmony zone number 2 right here. 90, you're coming into the 95, 96. We should be backing off here a little bit. Here it comes. Woo, wow. Man, I tell you, this thing is all over. Yeah, that 94, 95. Let's go back to that captain setup. I mean, this is where we at. We are literally at the first test of this structure. And we're at harmony zone number 2. So if we can see a lower high show up here, I'm going to look for an entry short. If they break this captain setup, breaking under 85 can set the stage for a break under 80. Ooh, that was quick. I may have made a mistake trying to get in quick here, but let's see. Fuck. Yeah, I'm going to get out of that one. Okay. Let me go back to that. You're challenging that captain setup and that switch trade. And now you reversed the 200. So you have a target at 828.75. Yeah, Marty, I'm getting reports right now as you speak. Issues with Rhythmic, and I don't know about Bullnox, but Rhythmic with Apex and Rhythmic with FTT. So you guys just be careful. Like literally the orders, either they're not going out or they're your outs are delayed and wrong quotes. So just be careful. Now, that the big move, the big play is if we can only like dream. Hey, good morning, Sheila. What happened if they break it down all the way down to 730 and a quarter? So why I say 730 and a quarter is because that will make it a captain setup short on the 200 NT Rinko. So you'll have 100 with a captain setup switch trade short, and then the short formation will get triggered at 730 and a quarter. That would be amazing if the market can do that. But short of doing that, these pullbacks are straight up buyable right now, especially with that type of behavior that they just did of running it. So the market has to come down to 730 in order for the shorts to re-engage themselves. It's 9:11 right now. Man, like I know FTT, I got an email from them saying that they made everybody whole from like the 9-9 to 9-13 rhythmic issue, and today they're gonna have another issue. So we'll see. Hopefully, obviously Apex is having one too. So it doesn't seem like it's just specific to one company. It's just across the board. It seems like. My personal account, I'm trading also my personal account, and I didn't get any problems, man. But I'm on Continuum with Ninja Trader. So these trades that you see here, I'm up 449. I've done them in my personal account, and I copied them into Apex. So the copy was not an issue, but I may have copied them right before the problems with the rhythmic. and the market is out of sync. Maybe they're gonna do what with what we hope they do. I mean that's a stop run right here at 86 to 76. So I get that, and they're bouncing it right back up at Harmony Zone number one. You have a 70 NT Rinko Captain set up short right here, establishing itself, and this has a high wick. So I want to look at a potential distribution pattern here against that level and see if that presents us with an actual trade. And there is a certain personality that the market has today, which is literally it's quiet, then all of a sudden it's a stop run. But the stop runs are not just directional, they're getting rolled over. So that means that the market is a scalping market, and it's a stop hunt, fade the stop hunt type of market into support. That's the captain setup short right here that the market just put on. So what's the expectation here? The expectation is to see a push toward Harmony Zone number one. I'm leaving it alone because I don't want to get into any apex trades right now. We're in and around 800. I mean, you would think that it'll fade it one more time and then run it into 90 and 85s. That's what the market should be doing here. Fuck out of here. What is this kind of madness? Captain setup, 6 prawn, switch trade into a captain setup, running it up. That's just so much noise in here. I know. I'm leaving this thing alone. Like this structure right here, that should have came in with an actual push. Well, here you go, 90, 94, 90. You break 86, which we just did. We're gonna push lower. That's a confirmation almost of that captain setup on the 70 NT Renko. Rallies are shortable right now on a scalping basis only. We're hitting support at harmony zone number 1, which is 80 by 70. See that? Captain set up short on the 70. One came back in with multiple candles and then reversed. So as long as we can stay away from 12, this rallies here has a potential of breaking 70 and 60. ES is holding up a little bit better. Has a target of 57.38. Is zone number 1 is 25 by 22. Zone number 2 is 19 by 16. Yeah, if you're up for the day and they're having technical issues, man, I wouldn't push it. Here it comes though. Yeah, the 70s and the 60s are what's up next with the way the market is moving. I tell you, man, if we ever get down to that 730, that would be a captain setup short on the 200. That would be a big deal. Yeah. Look at that. So they ran the stops about 22 points and came back in. Yeah, I need to be very selective in my next trade. Right now, the market is in sync on the long side with a target of 830, and pullbacks are buyable on a swing trade basis. And we are looking for that 830 as a level. We came in here, made a railroad long signal, and you don't want to break 90, you don't want to break 70. Hey Kevin, good morning. Damn. Captain set up switch trade right here. We should be pushing lower. Thank you. What the hell is going on here? Wow. That's a big move. That is a good move. Captain setup, switch trade, boom. That's a move. I wanted to watch it just to see if the shorts are for real here. I mean, even after a setup that looks like this, that's actually very resilient market that we come into a captain setup, switch trade, boom. They sell it to the tick to the zone and reverse it. You have to look at what's going on in this area. This area is big time distribution. You got the captain setup switch trade short that we saw earlier. Then we got ourselves the 70 NT Renko captain setup short, tested once, tested twice. Then just now they put on a captain setup short on the 40 NT Renko and retesting it. So there's a lot of distribution in this upper level. And however, you just really have to find a good entry. Like, look at that. That's another captain setup and a lower high. The expectation here is to see a pushback into to harmony zone number 1. And if we break 802 and 11, obviously that's a problem. Another switch trade would be a big deal. Oh man. Yeah, try to get in here. Look at that. Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful right here. I actually tried to put on an order. It wasn't even. I by the time I moved in to put the order in, this thing was just blasted. But see that level here, and what I talked about. Yeah. The big idea is that 730 level. So this is a non-directional market. Okay? It's a non-directional market. It's a scalping market. It's fading the edge type of market. They're running the stops and buying them, really. But they're coming into the middle of the range and putting on a captain setup switch trade or captain setups across the board on multiple time frames. And they're showing the capacity to push the price lower. So eventually the market has to get into a capitulation mode, and the capitulation mode is going to be when we break 730 if we do that. Yeah, I'm with you, Ampy. I'm with you on that one. We managed to get into few trades. It's just not like like a trade like this one. I know better. I just simply needed to post my sell stop limit ahead of time. Look at that. So first touch of harmony zone number 2, and the market bounces right back up. Okay, That's fine. That's fine. Man, if we get into that 720, excuse me, 730 level, then you're getting that big structure. One thing about ES that they did is they put on a captain setup long and they broke it. So that's a negative behavior. NQ is weaker than ES. Damn. Woo. That's nasty. Market is back in sync on the long side. They just reacted to harmony zone number 2 very well. I mean, it's a support. Both of them are support. It just we put on a captain setup switch trade into testing it. We did a lower high with the captain setup switch, sold it, ran the stops, came back with a lower high and burst into that zone. And now it's time to really shake everybody out of their position. And market just boom. Like this type of market will really test the patience of a lot of people. So you really have to be a scalper. You have to be, you know, quick with your stops. And thirdly, you got to make your money and get out of this environment altogether. Unless you're having a great time. Making money, which is fine. I mean, we're up a little bit of money here, but I'd like to keep it. Can we say a stop run? If it will fill the gap below, I don't know. We were hopeful. We were hopeful, that's for sure. Oh, 212. Ooh, yeah. Run it. They're running it, Frida. They're running it. And no filling, nothing. They're running the stops. They hit the target. The next target is 855. 855. I mean, they give some room. They give some room for the shorts. I mean, it's not like they didn't give any room. It's just if you overstayed your welcome or did not manage it accurately, yeah, you would have got swept up in this mess. Harmony zone number one is 805 by 95, 80 by 70. Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis. We will reevaluate the longs if we break 90. Hey, Rebecca, I'm sending you a message. So, okay, so they took out that harmony wave out right here, came back and retested the bottom end of that range. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, here you go. Okay, okay. So what are they doing here? They are walking the market lower. See, they broke that trend line. They're making lower highs. They're not breaking that trend line. They're pushing lower. They're probably going to test harmony zone number 1 here shortly. Every single movement, Frida, is a setup for a trap. Every single one of them. It's not even negotiable. I know somebody's getting trapped. So, I mean, if we're asking ourselves what type of market we're having today, speed, range, and behavior. I mean, the speed is touch and go. Slows, then speed up. Slows and speeds up. So it doesn't have one mode of operation here. The range is expanding, but it's tight. Um, uh, the behavior Right now, it's dominant toward the longs. There was multiple short behavior early on that showed promise, but they trapped everybody in it. If you stuck along, if you stuck got stuck in them. So here we go again. We said we're gonna come into test harmony zone number one, and here we are, right at it. Yeah. Uh, Let me tell you this. I mean, this behavior reminds me of a song by Kenny Rogers called "The Gambler." You gotta know when to hold him. You gotta know when to fold him, and you gotta know when to walk away. That's what Kenny Rogers said. Yeah, smart man. Wow. That's a wow. That's a wow right there. I mean, look at that. Yeah, they blasted the whole bit of it. I mean, this zone, Harmony Zone number two looked promising, but boy, did they just smoke it. Yeah, I mean, you played it, you would have taken a stop and just moved on. You take the stop. Oh wow, Marty, that's a big swing from down 3,200 to up 1,200. $4,400 swing. You must have loaded up the boat on that deal. You get the crown for the day. So back to where the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. I mean, I'm really expecting the push towards 730, to be honest with you, but with the way the market has been trapping people, yeah, I gotta see something like a high and a lower high and a signal. I mean, Marty, be kind to yourself, my friend. It's trading. Stuff happens. As long as you get the capacity to stay focused and work, keep working. But I would never beat myself up. It's okay, man. Okay, so 72, 82, 82. Okay. Good job. Good job. I mean, we have FOMC meeting coming up tomorrow, so you know the market may be just unsure of itself, runs the stops, comes back and retests. It's just one of those things where the market is. Look at that. So tested harmony zone number one. That's a big deal right here.
Way to scan my butt.
Hey, good morning, Thomas. How are you, buddy? All right, so market is out of sync. We pulled back here, came back and retested. We'll see. We'll see what they do. In order for me to go short, we almost have to kind of break 53. But if they make a lower high and they start putting on like signals up in that level, uh, shift the cloud negative, come back and retest, that may set me up for a trade. Yeah, double switch trade. They're running into resistance, which is harmony zone number 2. Hey, NKM, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for your support. See that? Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. Wow, look at that. Woo, baby. That is good. I hit harmony zone number 2 and got faded. That's a negative behavior. We break, if we break 67, then that will get the market back in sync on the short side. Then rallies become shortable on a swing trade basis with a target of 730. That paid you, huh, Rebecca? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one too, right here. That's a railroad short. So the market is starting to produce. Uh, One push into that 67 and rallies become shortable on a swing trade basis. Okay, they're running the stops 78, 97. All right, so this is an important level here. We don't want to see, from the short perspective, we don't want to see 90. 90 will produce a captain setup switch trade. Let me see what this thing is here. We should see a bit of a push here. That's a switch trade at the beginning of a new harmony wave. So that should have a bit of momentum to the downside to it. The short, so we hit that 67 area, and that now the market is in sync on the short side. We have harmony zone number 1 and 2 as resistance, and the next target is 730. And we should see, I mean, as long as we protect the 810 or 811, which is the stop for this rotation, we should be seeing a stair step behavior down to our target of 730. So now if you're looking at the 40 NT Rinko, you see a captain set up long, and they went one candle and a half into it, and they broke it. So as long as we don't break the 84, this rotation should resolve itself with momentum to the downside, and 84 is a stop for it. So the market is gathering itself for a push. Uh, 67 is where, Rebecca, 67 is where actually the 100 NT Rinko would have closed. And it's not would have, it would have closed there for the 200 and the 100 to be in sync on the short side. So the 67 needed to happen in order for the market to start being in sync. Target is 730 on this thing. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis. So we see, slow stair step action pushing the price lower. Well, 85 is a spot for them to retest harmony zone number one. So as long as they're trading within this channel, then we got a shot at a continuation trade lower. If we start breaking anything above 68, then that changes that picture. Take care, Steven. How many days do you have back? I have 5 days. I think 5 days. Let me see here. Maybe 5 days. Data series. Go to data series. I have actually 2 days loaded. Yeah, that's why. Just go back 2 days. Then it'll start catching up. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, because you're measuring moving averages, right? So if you just have 1 day worth of moving average calculation, it's going to look different, a little bit different, not by much, than a 2 day or a 5 day. So just 2 days is good enough. Yeah, I mean, FOMC meeting tomorrow, so they seem to be happy just doing this, which makes it just a quick scalp here and there and make your money and be done. Now, there's one thing that could happen here is 55. If we get back to 55, you're looking at this captain setup short on the 50 NT wrinkle, and it will be a six-prong captain setup. So 55 coming into it will set us up for a push into the 45 and 35. So I'll wait for that. It's not like there's a lot of momentum in this market right now. It just all right, guys. So we are right here at 449. See here. Yeah, I forgot that I had that one stop. Sorry. Yeah, 304. So that's where we at for the day. I'll take it for a day like this. And we will do this again tomorrow. I wouldn't be coming in later on to trade this market, to be honest with you. I would just wait for tomorrow morning into the FOMC meeting. And then, we'll see what the market has to offer. But another good day. I think the key to this market and lately is to really truly give it time. Give it a lot of time, actually. That first half an hour, even the first hour of the day, can I spend time understanding, for me at least, understanding what the market's trying to do, and see a couple of traps developing, and see how to what extent they push the price action and or the trap. Understanding, the speed, the range, and the behavior of the market, who's in control, what type of successful traders are operating in this environment, how are they treating the stops. All are good questions, and the more you ask these questions, and the more, at least from my own perspective, figure out what they're doing, the more consistency I get. So now the market is out of sync. You really, the short narrative is taking a break. The fact that they put on a captain setup here and they ran it up, they're failing this captain setup. So now they have to come in at least at 60 to reassert themselves. And if they don't, we're going to see harmony zone number 2. And that is the zone between 805 and 815. So that's a market that it just makes a move and it gets countered. Not a lot of momentum. So scalp when you find it. Definitely keep your stops tight. And we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Have a good one. Yeah, that's better. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.